Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias, and it is time for the penultimate day of our year in review week-long upload extravaganza. It's time to talk about the Grail, baby, and this time, I don't think anyone is going to not know what we're going to talk about today, especially considering it's probably the thumbnail, but we don't have to talk about that. To give this spot to any other balisong would be a crime. Mostly because it's amazing, but also partially because it's the only grail in my collection, period. This year, I was fortunate enough, and fortunate enough doesn't even begin to cover it. I was dumbfounded, awestruck, any word that you can think of, to receive a serif in the mail, courtesy of the balisong community. Who I later found out was spearheaded by Ted Flips. You know, Ted the Goat, as usual. Love that guy. But this thing is just the most incredible thing that I have ever flipped, bar none. The serif, even without the incredibly heartwarming gesture that this thing represents, it is the most awe-inspiring balisong work of craftsmanship that I have touched. Sure, there are, things like Stitch Steel, the Stitch Steel Alien or the Paradigm, which are made 100% by hand, which are definitely more artisan in their build. But the Serif just represents a level of perfection, of mastery, of building a balisong that I've just never felt in any other balisong. It's soft to the touch. All of the lines are beautifully machined. There's not a sharp corner on it. It flips incredibly to my hand. It's long, it's light, it carries a ton of momentum even without the weights in it, and it just does what you want it to do, but is also really, really fun. Everything I said about the Corvus yesterday applies to the Serif, I'd say at least about 80%. The Serif is still really fun to fan, but the thing about the Serif is it's probably on the edge of being fun to fan while still not giving up performance in other areas. I can still 0G it amazingly. It rollovers amazingly. I can do more handle bias tricks on it, yet it still is one of the most satisfying fans I've ever felt, minus the Corvus. And it just... to have all of that combined with the fact that this was literally something that someone got for me because they appreciated what I've done for the community is just... it's just mind-blowing, dude. I've been humbled and in shock ever since that upload in... gosh, when was it? When did I get the Serif, actually? This is a great question. I know it was this year, but was it like 6 months ago? When was this upload? Spent a week with the wing. It's not that. Trying out the Nikiri. It's not that. But I think we are getting close. What's in the Box was 7 months ago. Uploaded April 26th. Wow. Oh, right. Because it was a birthday. It was like a partial birthday gift. Yeah, I remember now. Man. This thing is... yeah, it's awe-inspiring in the sense that someone felt me worthy enough to send this to me. With Ted, I still don't understand to this day why you did that, but it's just awe-inspiring as a balisong in general. I know the Serif has its haters. I know there will be people who say, oh, I have never felt a balisong that is so well-rounded, so beautifully created in every aspect, from sound to feel to flipping to looks to construction to availability, to customization, to all of it. All of it is as close to a 10 as I think I've ever felt in a balisong. And sure, maybe there's a balisong that flips better, or maybe there's a balisong that you think looks better. But in terms of being the complete package, the Serif is that. Especially when you add the fact that you can put weights in. And when I did put weights in it, it genuinely changed the experience. It turned the Serif from my favorite balisong ever to, a more kind of standard flipping experience, but I don't think that's a bad thing, because that means that the people that want that can have it, but the people that want this extremely fun profile, to me at least, can, take all the weights out and stuff like that. And you've even got things from people like Zippy, who, if you want that kind of in-between between the light weights and the no weights, you have the Zippy weights that you can put in, and you can even customize that because there's a removable tungsten weight. Man, it's just incredible that the Serif exists, much less that I own one. And it is continually the most humbling balisong in my collection, both in its ability to show how much that this one company has mastered their art, as much as it is humbling that I own one. So, truly, truly a balisong that I'm thankful for. Truly a balisong that's on another level. When I first got this thing, it made me feel a way that I've never felt about anything else since or before. The Serif truly was the first balisong that I flipped, or that I owned, I should say, that felt like it belonged in its own tier. It felt like it belonged in its own tier above S, its own S plus tier, its own amazing tier. I don't know. It just didn't feel like it belonged with any of the other balisongs that I've tried. It's genuinely that good to me. So that is my quite obvious pick for Grail added to my collection this year. Probably Grail added to my collection for a long time. So we'll see how that goes. I really don't have a desire to have another Grail with this thing in my collection, I tell you what. But tomorrow is Christmas. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve. What the hell? Happy Christmas Eve to you all. I hope you have an amazing Christmas, and I will see you tomorrow for the ultimate episode of Year in a Week Review, whatever the frick I've been calling this series, where we talk about my favorite balisong of the year. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll do multiple. I don't know. It's tough to talk about a balisong that I've probably already talked about in this series. But anyway, thank you all for watching. See you later.